we discuss about export functions. Okay. So in export is a language. We are using export for locating HTML elements. So to locate HTML elements, we have an absolute and we have a relate export. Right now we are discussing about relate export. In relate export, majorly in the last class, we discuss about export functions. Okay. The first function name is called last. To locate last element among similar elements, we are using last function. By using last function, we can locate last element. Okay. So to locate element based on their position, we can use position function. By using last function, we can locate last element instead of last. To locate second or third or fourth, then go for position function. With the help of position function, we can locate element based on their position, or we can simply use row number also. Is up to you. Then to locate links or labels, we are using text function. With the help of text function, we can locate links or label. Right? Then if any element having a dynamic ID, or if any element attribute value is too long, instead of passing entire value with the help of starting text to locate element, we are using starts with. So main purpose of start with is we are not passing entire value. We are passing only starting value. Right? So we have one more function called contents. Right? So here contents. So if it is start with, we are passing only starting value. Contents, we are passing only partial value. It may be starting value, or it may be ending value, it may be a middle value. To pass partial value, we are using contents. Then after this, we discuss about following sibling and preceding sibling. So yes, to locate following element from a base. From the base to locate following elements, we are using following sibling. From the base to locate preceding elements, we are using preceding sibling. Right? So to use these two functions, element should be under one parent. Why on one parent? These are nothing but siblings. As we discussed, what is sibling? Tags that have under one parent. Okay, tags that have under one parent will call as siblings. Right? From the parent, from the base to locate the following siblings, we are using following sibling. From the base to locate above, we are using preceding. Right? Then so we discuss about operators. We use two operators. One is AND or one is OR. In general, to consider more than one attribute, then go for operators. We have two operators. One is AND or one is OR. If it is AND, both expressions should be true. Left side and right side, both should be true. If it is OR, anyone is true, it's going to locate. If anyone is true, it's going to locate. Then after this, we discuss about limitations of Selenium ID. So here, yes, to start WebDriver, first you should know what are the issues with ID. Then only we can start with WebDriver. Right? Yes. The major limitation of Selenium ID is, yes, even if you are using a latest ID, it's supporting only 3 browsers. Firefox, Google Chrome, and Edge. And yes, we can use this ID for writing simple test scripts, not for complex test scripts. We'll use ID for writing only simple test scripts. And so by using ID, data-driven testing is not possible. What is data-driven testing? Reading data from data source. Data source, it may be Excel, or it may be DB, or it may be XML. Reading data from data source is nothing but data-driven. So by using ID, data-driven testing is not possible. And yes, by using ID, we are unable to generate a report. Yes, ID generating a report, but not up to mark. Or we can't share this report to reporting manager. So yes, to generate detailed report, okay, ID is not supporting. And in ID, we are unable to handle exceptions. Exception nothing but runtime error. While executing test case, If you got any unexpected alerts, pop-ups, ID not going to handle. Yes, to overcome these limitations, we need WebDriver. So then what is WebDriver and how to configure WebDriver? So in this class, we are going to discuss about configuration of WebDriver and what is WebDriver and how to configure WebDriver we are going to discuss. Okay, steps to configure. WebDriver. As we discuss, WebDriver is API. So WebDriver is a API, a simple object-oriented API. WebDriver is a simple object-oriented API. Okay, so here WebDriver is a API. The main purpose of WebDriver is it drives the browser effectively. WebDriver is a API. It drives browser effectively. It drives the browser effectively. What is API?
Interfaces, classes.
Yes, it consists of some predefined classes, interfaces, and methods. With help of this classes, interface, and methods, yes, we can drive the browser effectively. So it's a API, object-oriented API. Okay, so the main purpose is to drive the browser effectively. To drive the browser effectively, we are using these APIs. This APIs consists, yes, some predefined classes, interfaces, and methods. With help of this class, interface, and methods, yes, we can drive the browser effectively. Then how to configure WebDriver and what are the steps required to configure WebDriver. This class is very important, especially if you are looking for a job in startups. Okay, if you are looking for a job in startups, one of the interview round is coding test or system test. Okay, during interview, they're going to conduct system test, especially if you are looking job in startups. So first you have to configure WebDriver in their system. Then after this, you have to automate their given test cases. Nowadays, some companies, interviews happening online, right? If it is online, before taking the interview, they are giving coding task. They're giving, first you have to complete the coding task. Once, after completion of your coding task, you have to upload your task into GitHub. Then they're going to review. If you are completed your coding task, then only they are conducting technical round. Otherwise, they are not conducting. Yes. So before COVID, they're going to conduct system test. After COVID or during the COVID period, what they did? They are giving coding tasks and they're giving, that depends on the company. Some companies giving only 24 hours to complete the task, or some companies giving 2 days to complete the coding task. Within the 24 hours or 48 hours, you have to complete the task. Then once you are completed your task, then if it is completed, then only they are conducting technical round. Otherwise, they are not conducting. Yes. The same manner here. So to complete those coding tasks or system tasks, first what is required? Configuration is required. You should have a WebDriver configuration. If it is a commercial tool, no need to learn about configuration. If you are learning open source tool, like a Selenium, not only Selenium, if you are learning any open source tool, you should know how to configure any software from a scratch. Yes, we are learning open source or commercial tool. Open source tool. For this reason, you should know about how to configure this WebDriver from scratch. Okay, what are the softwares required to configure and where we can download the softwares and how to configure? Yes, we need 3 softwares, especially to configure WebDriver. Step number 1, download and configure Download and configure required softwares. Download and configure required softwares. Yes. So yes, before going to discuss about this downloading and configuring required software, first I would like to discuss about Selenium versions and their release dates. Then we'll configure. Which version we need to configure, we'll decide and we'll learn. Right? So before going to complete this stuff, okay. First, I would like to discuss about Selenium versions. So we have a Selenium 2, Selenium 3, and Selenium 4. The latest version is Selenium 4. When Selenium 4 release, when Selenium 3 release, when Selenium 2 release. So first you should know about the release dates and which version we need to learn, we'll discuss. Okay. So for this one, so very simple. Go to this site, MVN repository, or in download page itself, they given the link for Maven repository, or we have a previous releases, or you can simply go for this Maven repository. So in the Maven repository, we have history. Okay, go for Selenium APA. Selenium APA. So the latest version is Selenium 4. Initial Selenium 4 version released on October 2021. Initial Selenium 4 version, okay, released on October 2021. When the Selenium 3 version released officially, Selenium 3 version released on October 2016. And so when Selenium 2 version released officially, 2.0. So Selenium 2.0 version released officially, yes, July 14. Okay. So before this also we have a Selenium 2.11 also. Before 2.11 also we have a Selenium. In general, Selenium officially released on 2004. But people are start using Selenium from 2010 onwards. Especially from Selenium 2 onwards, majority people are using. Before that, we have a less market. From the last 10 years, we have a huge market for Selenium or more customer for Selenium. Okay, these are the versions. Now, which version we need to learn? 3 or 4 or 2? In Amirpet University, even some institutes are teaching 2 and 3. Because they never worked on real time, they never know the real time environment. Okay, they are simply exploring this documentation and they're teaching Selenium. You people are going and attending the classes. I know. Still, some institutes are teaching 2 and 3. Right? Yes. In as part of this course, we are going to discuss about Selenium 4, not 3 and not 2. Right? Yes. So here, what is the difference are? What is the difference between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4? Isn't there a question? Difference between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. Right now, majority interviews are asking difference between 2, 3 or 3, 4. 3, 4. They're going to ask a difference between 3 and 4. Yes. Selenium 2 components are Selenium ID, Selenium RC stands for remote control, and Selenium grid. These are the components of Selenium 2. Components means different tools in a tool. As we discussed, Selenium is a single tool or suite of tools? Suite of tools. Okay, it's a suite of tools. Yes, in Selenium 2, the components are ID, RC, and grid. Selenium 3 components are Selenium ID, WebDriver, and Selenium grid. Selenium 4 components are same components. ID, WebDriver, and grid. What are the features available in Selenium 3? All the features available in Selenium 4. Only few differences. One difference is architecture-wise difference. We'll discuss architecture-wise difference. Okay. So we have a one difference is architecture-wise difference, and in Selenium 4, they introduce relative locators. So as we discussed, we have 8 ways to locate. That 8 ways are traditional locator. Apart from these traditional ways, they introduce some relative locators. So while discussing locators in WebDriver, we'll discuss about that part. Okay, yes, they introduce some new mechanism to locate the elements, and they change the architecture wise. This is a major difference. The remaining features, what are the features available in Selenium 3? The same features available in Selenium 4. One is architecture wise difference. The second difference is locator wise difference. So we'll discuss what is the architecture they change and what is the locators they introduce. We'll discuss. Don't worry. One by one we'll discuss. And coming to 2.3. In 2, we have a RC. In 3, there is no RC. There is no Selenium RC. So here they merged Selenium RC into WebDriver. There is no separate RC in 3. So even if you are putting 5 years experience on Selenium, do you need to learn about Selenium RC? No. For example, if you are searching in Google Selenium entry question, there is chance some sites still they are showing Selenium RC questions. Don't prepare those questions. And during interviews also, they are not going to ask you Selenium RC question. But websites are showing why they written somewhere 5 years back or 6 years back. We are referring those websites. That is the issue. And yes, in real time, when RC deprecated officially, RC deprecated 2016. Now we are in which year? 2023. It means nearly how many years? 6 years. Nearly 6 years. So we already completed 6 years. Yes. Even if you put 5 years experience and WebDriver, no issues. Right? Yes. So there is no RC. In this course, we are not going to discuss anything on RC. We'll discuss about only WebDriver. Right? So yes, in the last week, we discussed about this component. Which component? ID. So yes, this is designed for record and play. But in real time, we are using this component for what? Generating export and validating export, or generating CSS and validating CSS. What are the exports written manually to validate or to generate? We are using, not for record and play. Yes, in real time, we are using ID for generating and validating export and CSS, not for record and play. Yes. Now today we are starting discussing about WebDriver. What is WebDriver? It's object-oriented API. Yes. What are the softwares required to configure WebDriver? Okay. Yes. So here the first step is download and configure required softwares. To configure WebDriver, we need JDK, we need Eclipse, we need jar files. We need jar files. We need JDK, we need Eclipse, and we need jar file. In general, to configure Selenium 3, so we need JDK version 1.7 or above is required. To configure, Selenium 4, we need JDK version 1.8 or above is required. To configure Selenium 3, which version of JDK is required? 1.7 or above. To configure Selenium 4, we need JDK version 1.8 or above is required. How many softwares required to configure WebDriver? 3. But those JDK,
JDK.
and jar files. What is JDK? Why we need JDK required? What is Eclipse? Why it is required? What is jar file? Why it's required? It's very simple. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. As we know, Selenium supporting multiple languages. It's supporting this many programming languages. It's supporting Java, it's supporting Python, it's supporting C#, Ruby, and JavaScript. Okay, so here to use Java as your programming language, it's supporting multiple languages. To use Java as your programming language, we need JDK. If you are using other language, yes, other development kit is required. If you are using a Python, Python development kit is required. If you are using C#, C# development kit is required. If you are using JavaScript, JavaScript development kit is required. Yes, we are using Java as our programming language. For this reason, we need JDK. Then, what is Eclipse? Why we need Eclipse? Yes, during your BTech, where you are writing the Java programs, notepads. During your college, where you are writing programs, notepad. Where you are executing, command prompt. But in real time, we are not supposed to use the notepads. We are not supposed to use the command prompt to compile the Java programs. Yes, in real time, we are going to use the editors. We are going to use editors. So for Java, we have a multiple editors. We have Eclipse, we have IntelliJ, we have a NetBeans, we have so many editors in the market right now. Yes, one of the widely used editor for Java is Eclipse. In real time, majority of Selenium project, they are using Eclipse as their editor. After Eclipse, they are using IntelliJ. So you can use either Eclipse or IntelliJ, is up to you. These two are editors, Java editors. It's not any Selenium 2. This is a Java editor. Even Java developers also, they're going to use these editors. They can use either Eclipse or IntelliJ. So yes, we are not a developer, we are Selenium tester, right? Java is a big ocean. Are you going to learn each and everything in Java? No, not required. We need only core Java, that is oops, exceptions and collections. Yes, developers also going to use the same editor. And Selenium testers also going to use a same editor. Right? Good. Then what is jar files? Why we need jar files? Very simple. So what is zip and rar? What is zip and rar? Archive formats. When you go for zip and rar, to group and compress files, we are going to use zip and rar. Right? The same manner as we discuss. What is WebDriver? API. API consists class, interface, and methods. Only one class or one interface? Multiple classes and multiple interfaces, right? Yes. To group these classes and interfaces like a zip and rar, in Java, we have a jar and var. Jar and var are Java archive formats. Jar stand for Java archive. Yes. So in this jar file, they group all the Java classes. They grouped all the Java interfaces. Right? So Java archive. Because in WebDriver, we have a predefined class and interfaces. Yes. To group all the class and interfaces, they are using jar file. Yes. We need two jar files over here. One is Selenium server jar file. The second one is Selenium Java. If you are using Java as a programming language, then we need Selenium Java. If you are using other programming language, then we need that programming language Java. Okay, client combine. Okay, I mean binding request required. For example, if you are using Python, Selenium Python jar is required. Or if you are using Selenium C#, Selenium C#. If you are using Selenium Java, Selenium Java. Yes, two jar files required. Okay, so here we need three softwares. What those? JDK, Eclipse, and Java. The next question is way to download and how to download and how to configure. Right? Yes. So we are going to configure which version? Selenium 4. We are planning to configure Selenium 4 or WebDriver 4. Then which version of JDK is required? 1.8 or above. Minimum version is 1.8 or above, right? Then what is the latest version of JDK? Yes, to get this version, ask your Google mother. So JDK versions. So if you see here, these are the versions available in JDK. What is the latest version? 19. Java SC 19 is a latest version. When they release? September 2022. Okay, we have a 19 versions. Out of this 19 version, so we have a 3 stable version. LTS means long-term stable. Only 3 versions are stable. What those? 8, 11, and 17. Okay, out of this, 19 version, only 3 versions are stable. But those 8, 11, and 7. If you are using 11th version, yes, we have a support up to 2026. Okay, so here, if you are using 17, so we have a support up to 2019. And yes, it is released recently. If you are using 8, 20, 30. Yes. So in real time, which version of JDK they are going to use? 8. In real time, majority projects, we are using JDK 1.8. Why 1.8? We have a support up to 2013 and this release 2014. Right? If you see 17 is released recently, just 1.5 years back. If it is 11 version is there, but it's released 3 years back. But the issue is we have a support up to 2026 only. We have a support only 3 years. Okay, if you have a 8, yes, we have a support up to 7 years. Yes, for this reason, in real time, majority projects we are using JDK, which was 8. Yes, we need JDK 1.8. So to configure Selenium 4, can I use this JDK 1.8 version? Yes, we can use. Then the next question is, where to download these versions are? Where to download this JDK 1.8 are? Yes, to download this JDK 1.8, again ask your Google mother. So, what are the softwares required to configure Selenium? All the softwares available on the web. But you should know how to search and how to download. That's it. Right? Simply search for JDK 1.8 free download. Simply search for JDK 1.8 free download. The official site for JDK is Archive. Once you are searching for this one, is showing a link for Archive. Yes, in Archive official site, yes, it will available. It's showing Linux compatible, Mac compatible, Solaris compatible, and Windows compatible JDK. Which JDK is required for us? Windows compatible. For Windows, again, it's showing 2 versions. Which version I need to download, sir? For this one, you have to check your system bit number. You have to check your system bit number. Yes, your system having 32-bit. Your system having 32-bit. Then go for JDK. X86 JDK. X86 JDK is required. Your system having 64-bit. Your system having 64-bit, then we need x64 JDK. So based on bit number, we are going to download corresponding JDK. Your system having 64-bit, then go for x64 JDK. Your system having 32-bit, then go for x86. Then the next question is how to check my system bit number. Yes, to check your system bit number, right click on my computer, properties. So once you are checking your system properties, it will show your system bit number. Yes, my system type is 64-bit or 32-bit? 64-bit. If it is 64-bit, then we can install either x86 or x64. It will support both JDKs. When your system is 64-bit, your system is 32-bit, it will support only x86 JDK. If it is 64-bit, it support both version, but in general will use 64-bit. First listen, then you can do it. Okay, if you are doing both in parallel, you'll get a confusion. First listen. Okay, so yes, we need to check your bit number according to, we need to download the JDK. Okay, so here my system having 64-bit. If you have a 64-bit, yes, we can download and configure either x64 or x86. If it is 32-bit, we need to use only x86. Yes. So anyway, my system having 64-bit means I'm going to download 64-bit JDK. To download 64-bit JDK, simply click on this link. Once you are clicking this link, is showing terms and condition. Yes, check this checkbox. Then, so once you are checking this checkbox, is enabling this one. Once you are clicking this download option, it navigates to login page. Yes, from 2021 April onwards, Oracle asking login. Okay, so yes, if you have an account for Oracle, you can log in and you can download. If you don't have an account with Oracle site, you can create account. How to create account? By clicking create account button, we can create account. Yes, while creating account, it is asking, so here company name and job title. The remaining email, password, country name, you understood. But here, make sure job title should be student, especially those who are working. If you are giving software engineer or senior software engineer or lead software engineer, and you are giving a company name, Oracle going to charge you. Here, make sure job title should be student and company name should be student. Right? Yes. So after filling these details, we'll get a link to your registered mail ID. Simply click on that link, then your account is activated. Once your account is activated, yes, we can enter the login details and we can download JDK. Yes. So after downloading JDK, we'll get exe. Let me show you exe. We'll get exe like this. Yep, we'll get exe like this. After downloading JDK, we'll get exe like this. So how to install this exe? And double click on this exe, next and finish. No need to update anything while installing. Next and finish. So we can download this exe and double click on this exe, next and finish. That's it. No need to update anything while installation. You can simply install this exe, download this exe and install this exe. Where we can download this exe? From Arkil official site, we can download. Yes, from here, we can download this exe. While downloading this exe, make sure you have to check your system bit number according to you have to download the JDK version. Okay, I observed so many of our seniors. They are not checking any system bit number. They are simply installing what are the version is available in the Google is they are downloading. Okay, if you are doing like this, it's not going to work. Okay, you should check your bit number and accordingly how to download the corresponding bit number or corresponding JDK. And so don't go for latest version also. It's not required for you. And you should install only stable version. Don't go for unstable version. Yes, even if you download unstable version, Selenium going to support, but in future, you may get issues. If you are download configure stable version, we are not going to face any issues. Fine, good. What is the next one? Eclipse. So what is Eclipse? Editor. It's a multi-language editor. Okay, or Java editor. It supports multiple languages also, not only Java. Yes, where we can download this Eclipse. Yes, to download this Eclipse, we can simply go for Eclipse official site. So here, the official site for Eclipse is eclipse.org. The official site for Eclipse is eclipse.org. Go for Eclipse official site. In Eclipse official site, yes, we have a download option is there. So especially for Eclipse, we have a installer and we have a zip version. For JDK, we don't have a both. We have only installer. For JDK, we have only installer. There is no other option for JDK. For Eclipse, yes, we have an installer as well as we have a zip version also. In general, if you have a more installer, what going to happen to your system? Your system speed going to increase or decrease? Decrease. If you have a less installers, increase. Okay, if you have a more installer in your system, what going to happen? System speed going to decrease. If you have a less installer, yes, system speed is more faster, right? Yes. For this reason, I'm not going for installer version. So I'm going for zip version. Is the pick. If you want, you can go for installer or you can go for zip version. Okay, so to download zip version, simply click on download package. Download package. If you download exe, so we can simply download this exe directly. Windows compatible exe, you can download it around. If you want zip version, yes, go for this download packages. Go for this download packages. In download packages, go for this section. Eclipse ID for Enterprise Java developers. Eclipse ID for Enterprise Java web developers. We have a multiple Eclipse over here. We have a Eclipse ID for Java developer, Eclipse ID for C++ developer, Eclipse ID for committers. We have a multiple versions here, right? Go for this version. Which version? Enterprise Java web developers. Enterprise web developers. Right? Yes. Again, here we have a Windows compatible Eclipse, Mac compatible Eclipse, and Linux compatible Eclipse. We need to download window. And one more thing, especially those who are having 32-bit laptop or 32-bit system. This Eclipse, yes, it's supporting 64-bit right now. Sometimes it's facing issue. For this one, you can simply go for older version. Here, older versions available here. The latest version is not supporting your system. Simply go for older version. If it is 64-bit, no issues. Especially some people are facing issue with which laptop? 32-bit. So what is the latest version we have? It's supporting 64. It's not supporting 32-bit, some laptops. For this one, quick solution is go for older version. Here, yes, we have a multiple older version. You can simply use 2021 or 2022 or 2022. Okay, versions you can download. Right? Yes. If you click this link, it's going to download zip file. It's going to, no, not zip file. It's showing one mirror. Okay, it's showing one mirror. This mirror from which country? Japan. In real time, most of the client, we are going to work with which clients? Japan client, China client, or Pakistan clients, or US clients? Will always, okay, more than 95% in real time, we are working for US clients and UK clients, rarely UK clients, but majority people work with only US clients. So don't go for this other than US mirror. So it's not showing US mirror, then select another mirror. If you're showing other mirror, still is showing Japan, China, and Canada. For this one, click show all. Once I clicking show all, yes, it's showing US, okay, mirrors. Yes, we can download this one from any one of the university. Any one of the university. Country should be yes. For example, I'm selecting OSU Open Source Lab. Once I'm selecting this link, it's going to download zip file. It's going to download zip file. Once again, how to download Eclipse? It's very simple. To download Eclipse, go for Eclipse official site. Then what next? Click on download. Click on download. Then in download page, select download packages. Download packages. In download packages, go for Eclipse ID for Enterprise Java Web Developers. So corresponding to Windows, simply click on this link. Once I click on this link, it's showing one mirror. If it is US mirror, you can download. Otherwise, select another mirror. Still, if it is not showing, then show all. Then select any one of the university from US. Any one of the university. If I simply click on this link, it's going to download a zip file. Yes, I'm not downloading because I already downloaded earlier. For you, you have to download. Okay, yes. So where we can download Eclipse? Eclipse official site. Where we can download JDK? Archil official site. Then we need two jar files. But those Selenium server and Selenium Java. These two jars required. Where to download the jar files? Yes, to download this two jar file, go for Selenium official site. Go for Selenium official site. In Selenium official site, navigate to download page. Navigate to download page. In Selenium official site, navigate to download page. In download page, we have a link to download Selenium server jar file. We have a link to download Selenium server jar file. Simply click on this link. Once I click on this link, it's going to download which jar file? Selenium server jar file. Yes, it's going to download Selenium server. And we need one more jar. Which jar is required? Selenium Java. To download Selenium Java, so we have a Selenium client section is there. In Selenium client section, corresponding to Java link, simply click on this link. Corresponding to Java, we have a link is there. So simply click on this link. Once I click this link, it's going to download which one? Zip file. Earlier downloaded jar file. Now it's downloading zip file. Yes, this is step number one. Once again, how to download these two jar files? Very simple. Go to Selenium official site. What next? Downloads. Then we have a link for to download Selenium server. Simply click on this link. Then what next? So go for Selenium client section. In Selenium client section, corresponding to Java, simply click on this link. Once I click on this link, it's going to download Selenium Java jar. Zip file, not jar, zip file. Yes, this is step number 1. What is step number 1? Download and configure or download or install required softwares. Download and install required softwares. Installation required only for JDK. For Eclipse and jar file, installation is not required. Which version of JDK we need to use? 1.8. Suggestible is 1.8. Or you can use JDK 17 also. But sometimes if you are using 17, you may face issues. If it is 1.8, we never get any issues with Selenium. Okay, other than 1.8, if you configure, yes, especially while using Selenium Grid, you may face issues. The same version, no issues. Good. This is step number 1. Then step number 2. What is step number 1? Download and install required softwares. So any queries, any doubts regarding step number 1? Step number 2, create root folder. Create root folder. As I told you, this is one of the interview question for the class we are discussing right now. Is one of the interview question during system test or during coding task. This is a system test or this is a coding task. You should configure WebDriver first. Right? Yes. Step number 2, create root folder. So what is root folder? Where to create root folder? And why to create root folder? Very simple. In my system, I have 3 drives. C, E, F. We can create root folder any one of this drive. Any one of this drive. It may be C or E or F. You can create a root folder any one of this drive. Right? Yes. I'm creating root folder over here in F drive. And so for root folder name is user defined name. You can give any name. I'm creating a new folder. I'm giving folder name is Selenium scripts. 2023. Yes, it's user defined name. You can give any name. I created a folder. What is the folder name I given? Selenium scripts February 2023. Everyone should give the same name. It's up to you. You can create this folder anywhere in the system. It may be C, E, F, but don't create this folder on desktop. Better to create this folder any one of the drives. Don't on a desktops. Right? What is the purpose of this folder? Going forward, all my WebDriver scripts going to show this folder. Okay, I observed so many of your seniors. After this week, they bring their laptops and they will come up with a doubt. If I ask you where is the root folder, they are not going to answer. Why? They are not following my instructions. Okay, we have so many videos, so many tutorials, so many websites are there to show the configuration of WebDriver. If you're watching all those things, you may get confused. If you follow my steps, you can easily configure WebDriver. Okay, we have 5 steps, simple 5 steps. If you follow my steps, you can easily configure and you can easily start writing scripts in WebDriver. So I observed so many of your seniors, instead of following my steps, they are watching so-and-so videos, so-and-so sites, and they're doing something and they will bring a laptop with problems. If you follow my instruction, it's a very easy configuration. As I told you, my classes are like Google Maps. Yes, what is your target? What is your target? Getting the job. right? That is your target. Ultimate target is getting the job and earning the money is your target. Yes. So to reach the target, we need some steps. Okay. Yes. So my classes are steps to reach your target. If you follow my steps, you can easily reach your target to specified time. What is specified time, sir? Yes. If you follow my instructions, if you attend my classes regularly, if you are completing my task on daily, yes, after completion of your course, within 1 to 3 months, definitely you will get a job. If you not follow, also you get a job, no doubt. But it will take 1 to 3 years. After spending 1 to 3 years in American University, you will get a job. Everyone will get a job, no doubt at all. Everyone will earn money, no doubt at all. Which is going to change? Time frame going to change. Those who are regular, those who are following my instructions, okay, those who are completing my task, yes, they can succeed in less time. It's proven multiple times. Okay, so it's proven in multiple times, and so as I told you multiple times, I'm teaching Selenium since 2010. It's not first time. I know your psychology. I know. So here, which point will trouble you or which topic will trouble you? So for this one, definitely I will focus, set more focus. I will explain more times again and again. Right? Good. This is okay. So in step number 2, create root folder. Under root folder, create one more folder called library. Under root folder, create one more folder called library. And in this folder, copy required jars. Under library, you have to copy required jar files. So create a root folder. Under root folder, create one more folder called library. In the library, you have to copy required jar files. Yes, I created root folder. Under this folder, you have to create one more folder. Folder name should be library. The name itself have a meaning. We are going to copy library files. What are the library files we have? We have 2 library files. What those? One is Selenium server, another one is Selenium Java. Okay, we have 2 library files, Selenium server and Selenium Java. I'm going to copy these 2 library files over here. So if you see, one file is jar file, another one is zip. We need jar or zip. Jar is required for us. For this reason, we need to extract this zip. We need to extract only Selenium Java zip file, not Selenium Java server. I observed so many of super seniors. They are, extracting both. They are extracting Java file and jar file also. Don't extract this jar file. Extract only zip file. How to extract? Right click, extract files. Then click OK. After successful extraction, we'll get Selenium Java folder. In Selenium Java folder, we have so many jars. I don't want all the jars. Which jar is required for me? Selenium Java jar is required for me. Only Selenium Java jar is required. Okay, copy this jar, Control C, and paste in. Yes, now we have 2 jars. Selenium server, another one is Selenium Java. So by default, this is a zip. After successful extraction of this zip, we'll get Selenium Java folder. In this folder, we have a jar is there. Simply copy the jar and copy into library folder. This is step number 2. What is step number 2? Create root folder. And where to create root folder? Anywhere your system. Then under root folder, create one more folder called library. In the library, copy required jar files. This is step number 2. Then step number 3, launch Eclipse. Launch Eclipse. Step number 3, you have to launch the Eclipse. How to launch the Eclipse? Yes. After downloading Eclipse, we'll get a zip file like this. After downloading Eclipse, okay, which version of Eclipse we are using? Zip version. We are not using installer, right? We are using zip version. Yes. Download this zip file. After downloading this file, we need to extract this zip file. How to extract? Right click and extract here. After successful extraction, we'll get Eclipse folder. We'll get Eclipse folder. In Eclipse folder, open Eclipse folder. In this Eclipse folder, we have an Eclipse icon is there. Okay. So 4 days back, one of your seniors sent a mail to me. Sir, Eclipse icon is not showing in this folder. There he is looking Eclipse icon in Selenium Java folder. He sent a mail. Hey, he's searching for Eclipse icon in which folder? Selenium Java folder. I want to show you that mail also. Okay, I don't want to do that type of mistakes. Let me show you. That is your maturity levels. If people will do the same mistakes, I know. So here, if people are not going to follow my steps, they will use your own, I mean, ఏం చెప్పాలి తెలివితేటలు ఓ సొంత తెలివితేటలు వాడతాడు ఈ సొంత తెలివితేటలు వాడి will come up with a n number of questions, n number of doubts. Yep. Okay, so here it is not showing Eclipse icon. Please helping me attaching the screenshot. Where is searching? He's searching in Selenium Java folder. Okay, here also he's very searching inside Selenium Java folder. I know. So, okay, in this class also we have some student like this. I know. Okay, we'll get a mails. Okay, they will come up with me. No note. We have this type of students. Maybe you may laugh now, but you will also do the same mistake. When? If you not listen, okay. So here, body and soul should be present in the same class. What we'll do? We'll park the body here. Mind and just in Rati Tushin Sinmano, what he watched in the, I mean, yesterday night. For example, he present here only, but he's giving instruction to movie director and cricketer. So, I mean, this director, if they mean, ee shot ila kaakunda ela తీసుకున్నట్టే ఈ షాట్ ఇలా కాకుండా ఇలా ప్లే చేస్తున్నట్టే ఈయన ఇక్కడే ఉంటాడు కానీ భయం ఏం చేస్తుంది గివింగ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ టు డైరెక్టర్ స్పోర్ట్స్ మ్యాన్ దే ఆర్ ఎర్నింగ్ క్రోస్ ఆఫ్ మనీ ఫర్ మ్యాచ్ ఫర్ మూవీ దే ఆర్ చార్జింగ్ క్రోస్ ఆఫ్ మనీ వాట్ అబౌట్ యూ ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ ఎ పొజిషన్ టు ఎర్న్ ద సింగిల్ 10 rupee in a day, but you are giving free instruction to directors, actors, and sportsmen. Is it correct? Your way of thinking is correct. First, do what you want. Okay, then you can give instruction to others. Right? Yes. So you are not supposed to do the same mistakes. Why I'm showing this mail? Okay, I don't want to, okay, so comment others. Okay, so why I'm showing this one is you should not do the same mistake. You people should not do the same mistake while configuring WebDriver. Today, we'll come up with n number of questions, n number of doubts when if you not follow my instructions. Okay, what is step number 3? Launch the Eclipse. How to launch Eclipse? Go to, first you have to extract this Eclipse zip file, then we'll get Eclipse folder. In Eclipse folder, we have a Eclipse icon is there. Simply click on this Eclipse icon. Simply click on Eclipse icon. Once you are clicking Eclipse icon, so while launching Eclipse, it's going to ask you the workspace. Workspace is nothing but root folder. Yes, we created a root folder in step number 2. We need to open that root folder. How to open? Browse. Then yes, Simply we create a work folder, root folder over here. Selenium February 2023. Select this one, select folder, then launch. So while launching Eclipse, if you are launching Eclipse first time in a new workspace, okay, if this workspace is a new, in Eclipse, it will show the welcome window. First time, if you are launching Eclipse first time in a new workspace, it will show the welcome window. In welcome window, we have a tutorials. Okay, and we have some documentation. If you are new to Eclipse, we can explore those tutorials. Or we can simply follow my instructions. So yes, as I told you, this Eclipse designed for Selenium or designed for Java developers? Java developers. All the features in Eclipse not applicable for us. It's not useful for us. If you export the tutorial, you may come up with a n number of queries and n number of doubts, and all things are not required for us because we are not a developers. We are a Selenium testers. What are things required for us? I'm going to explain. If you need more information, you can go and explore about Eclipse tutorials. Otherwise, it may get confused. Yes, it's showing Eclipse, welcome window. In welcome window, yes, we have a tutorials over here. You can explore, or you can simply follow my instructions. In this welcome window, simply click on hide. So this window will appear only first time. Next time onwards, this window will not appear. Simply click on hide. Hide. In the top right corner, hide icon is there. Simply click on hide icon. Yes, it launches the Eclipse. This is step number 3. What is step number 3? Launch Eclipse. Step number 3, launch Eclipse. Step number 4, create Java project. Create Java project. You have to create a Java project in Eclipse. How to create Java project? Yes, to create Java project in Eclipse. So here is showing multiple options over here. Yes, we can create Maven project. We can create dynamic web project. It's showing multiple options over here. In this multiple option, select create project option. Or you can go for file menu, new, select create project. Okay, yes, select this option. Which option? Create project. Create project. In this project, which project you have to select? Java project. We are going to create a Java project. Yes, later we'll create a Maven project. What is Maven project? How to create Maven project? What is importance of Maven project? We'll discuss later. Right now, we are creating which project? Java project. Yes, select this Java project. Then click on next. Then it is asking project name. Project name is user defined name. You can give any name. So as we discussed, we are going to work on a bank project. For this reason, I'm giving project name as ABC Bank. Is it user defined name or predefined name? User defined name. You can give any name to the project. Yes, I given project name as ABC Bank. And by default, it selected Java SE 17. But in my system, which version of JDK installed? 1.8. You have to update the JRE here. Don't continue with the 17 because Eclipse try to find JRE 17. If it is not available, we'll come up with errors. We need to change this thing. We need to change to 1.8 Java SC 1.8. Yes, we downloaded, configured Java 1.8 only. For this reason, JRE version you have to change to 1.8 and project name, user defined name, you can give any name, then click on finish. Yes, while creating project, it may ask you the security warning. Yes, accept this one. Open prospect. Yes, it created project. Any difficulty, any confusion for step number 4? Nothing. We can simply create a project. Once again, how to create a project? Very simple. File, new, select project, select Java project. Then next, project name is user defined name, and this JRE version should be Java SC 1.8. Then click on finish. Right? Yes, I created a project. So if you expand this project, it's showing JRE and SRC. JRE system library. It means in general, if you created a Java project, what are the jars required for Java project? Automatically, it's going to download. No download explicitly. Yes, these are the Java jar files. So to use Java API, these jars are required. Now we are going to use Java API as well as Selenium API, right? Yes, to use Selenium API, which jars required? Selenium jars required. In the same project, we need to use Selenium API. We are going to use Java API as well as Selenium API. We are going to use both APIs in this project. For this reason, yes, in this project, we need Selenium jar file. Okay, step number 5, configure required jar files. Configured required jar files. What are the jar files required for this project? You have to configure. How many jars required? 2 jar files. But those Selenium server and Selenium Java. These 2 jars required. You have to configure these 2 jar files in this project. How to configure, sir? Very simple. Note down these navigation steps. Right click on project. Right click on the project. Right click on project. Select build path and select configured build path. Build path and select configured build path. Right click on project, build path and select configured build path. Note down this navigation step, otherwise you may get confusion while configuring. Right click on project, build path and configured build path. Yes, in configured build path. Okay, it's showing multiple sections over here. So in this section, select library section. Select libraries. In Java build path window, we have a library section is there. Simply select library section. In library section, select add external jars. In library section, select add external jars. Select add external jars. Once you are selecting add external jars, yes, it's showing library folder. It's going to open your system where you have jar files, library. So make sure select only jar file, don't select zip file. I observed so many of your seniors. They are selecting Selenium server and Selenium Java zip file. Instead of jar file, they are selecting zip file and they configure both. For me, it's working as expected. For them, it's not working. Why? The reason is they configured zip instead of jar. Make sure you have to configure only jar file, not zip file in Eclipse. Select this two. Then open. Then apply and close. Apply and close. Once you are selecting apply and close, yes, it created one more folder called reference library. In reference library is showing these jar files. Selenium server and Selenium Java. Yes, these 2 jars shown here. Once again, how to configure jar files? Very simple step. Right click on project, build path, configure build path, then libraries, add external jars and select required jars, open, apply and end. That's it. right? Yes. These 5 steps required to configure WebDriver. How many steps required? Simple 5 steps. Step number 1, download and install required softwares. Step number 2, create root folder, and the root folder, create library and lib. You need to copy required jar file. Step number 3, launch Eclipse. Step number 4, create Java project. Step number 5, configure required jar files. Yes. I'm going to show you these 5 steps once again in a fast forward manner. So what is step number 1? Download and install required softwares. How many softwares required? We need 3 software: JDK, Eclipse, and jar file. Yes, we can download JDK from RPL official site. After downloading JDK, we'll get exe, JDK exe. Yes, we'll get exe like this. We need to install this exe. How to install? Double click on this exe, next, and finish. Then, where we can download Eclipse? Yes, we can download Eclipse from Eclipse official site. Go to Eclipse official site, download. What next? Download packages. Then, so go for Eclipse ID for Enterprise Java Developer and select this zip. It going to download Eclipse. And where we can download jar file? Yes, from Selenium official site. Go to Selenium official site, navigate to download page. In download page, simply select this version number. And for Selenium Java, simply click on this link. Yes, it's going to download this too. Then, after this, what is step number 2? Create root folder. Where to create root folder? Your system. Any drive in your system, except desktop. Yes, I'm creating a folder. The folder name is called XYZ. It's user defined name. You can use any name. Under this folder, create one more folder called library. In this library, you have to copy required jars. We need to configure, we need to copy required jars. So here we need 2 jars. One is Selenium server, or one is Selenium Java. Okay, so we need 2 jar files. One is the Selenium server jar file, another one is Selenium Java. So by default, one is jar file, the second one is zip file. We need to extract this zip file. How to extract? Right click, extract files, then click OK. As to all, then we'll get Java, Selenium Java folder. In this one, we have a Selenium Java. Copy this one and paste in library. This is step number 2. Then what is step number 3? Launch the Eclipse. To launch Eclipse, after downloading Eclipse, we'll get zip file. We need to extract. After extracting, we'll get Eclipse folder. In Eclipse folder, we need to simply click on Eclipse icon. So once I click on Eclipse icon, it's going to ask you workspace, nothing but root folder. So select browse and select your root folder. What's the root folder? XYZ. Then select folder, then launch. While launching Eclipse, first time we'll get welcome window. This welcome window having tutorials. If you want, you can explore, or we can simply click on hide icon or hide button. Yes, workspace, nothing but root folder. Okay, yes, it's showing welcome window. In this welcome window, you have to click in the top right corner. We have hide icon is there. Simply click on this icon, hide icon. Once you are clicking hide icon, this window will not appear from next time onwards. Then what is step number 4? create project. To create project, yes, I mean, last button, we have a create project button is there, link is there. Simply click on this link. Then Java project. Then next. Then project name is user defined name. You can give any name. I'm giving project name as test project. And make sure you have to update JRE version to 1.8. Then finish. While creating project, you may get warning. Simply select open prospective. Then expand this one. In this project, yes, we can use Java API, but we are supposed to use Selenium API also. For this reason, we need to configure Selenium jar files. How to configure? Right click on project, build path, configure build path, select libraries, add external jars, open library folder. Here, make sure select only jars, open, apply. Yes, we'll get a reference library. Yes, in the reference library, yes, we got a jar. What a jar files we configure. How much time is required to configure WebDriver? Less than 5 minutes. If you know these steps, right? So, yeah, sir, you know all these steps. You are configuring very quickly, very fastly, sir. Yes, you will also do the same thing when if you practice. Yes, okay. So to write scripts in WebDriver, you should know about language basics. Which language basics?
Java.
We are going to use Java as our programming language. For this reason, you should know about the language basics. Yes, configuration is completed. To write a WebDriver script, you should know about the language basics. Especially in Java, you should know these topics. You should know about class, object, method, constructor, package, and interface. To write first WebDriver script, you should know about these basics. Java basics, class, object, method, constructor, package, and interface. Yes. Tomorrow we'll discuss these basics first. Then only we'll start writing first WebDriver script. Before writing first WebDriver script, first I'm going to discuss these topics in Java. Then I will start writing WebDriver scripts. So coming to your tasks, we'll discuss these basics tomorrow. Coming to your task. So here today your task is very simple task. Configuring WebDriver. Configure WebDriver. Very simple task. So yesterday I observed none of the students not giving the mock interview, especially GOP. Okay, yes, they complete task, but none of student not given mock interview. Any reason? I told you, right? Every day, UOD, we are going to take a mock interview. Okay, so what are the topics we are completed till the day? Every day, I'm giving a task and I'm giving interview questions. You should complete the task and you should give the mock interview. Then only your day going to end. Especially for GOP students. If it is training, we are not monitoring your status. For GOP, yes, we are monitoring your progress. You should give the mock interview on daily. It's mandatory. If you don't want your mock interview, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. If you're ready with the mock interview, all those things, yes. So join for GOP and you should give the mock interview. It's a mandatory thing. Right? Yes. What are the possible interview questions from today class? First question. Which version of Selenium are you using? Which version of Selenium are using? Yes, in real time, some project we are using Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. You should tell Selenium 4. Which version of Selenium you are using? Yep, Selenium 4. Or even if you tell Selenium 3 also no issue. But you should not tell Selenium 2. Next question. Next question. Which version of JDK are you using? 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 1.8. We are using JDK 1.8. Next question. So, yes. What is the major difference between Selenium 3 and Selenium 4? Architecture wise difference and locator. We have an extra locator, Selenium 4. We'll discuss. Okay, take the question. Answer we'll discuss later. We not discuss the answer. 3 and 4 difference. So, high level are given architecture level difference and extra locators in Selenium 4. What is the architecture wise difference? What are the extra locators we have? We not discuss. We'll discuss next class. But take the question right now. Okay, next question. Can you configure WebDriver from scratch? Can we configure WebDriver from scratch? Yes or no? Yes, we can configure. Okay, next question. What are the softwares required to configure WebDriver? What are the softwares required to configure WebDriver? Yes. So these are the possible interview questions from today class. So yes. So after completion of your course, if you start giving interviews, we'll realize more than 95% interview question from our question bank. Okay, maybe this time you people may not believe my questions. Okay, you will get a clarity or you will come to know once you start giving interviews. Okay, once you start giving interviews, 95%, more than 95% question from our question bank. Remaining 5% question based on your answers. During any interview, based on your answer, they're going to frame another question. If you're telling something wrong, or if you're telling a blind thing, then they're going to frame another question based on your answer. Yes or no? Yes. So you should prepare these questions on daily. Don't plan to prepare all the question end of the course. Sir, I will practice this thing end of the course because during my education, I have one sentiment, sir. If I do night out, I will get more marks. If I'm not doing, if I have prepared any subject from the day one, I'm going to fail that subject, sir. I have that statement, sir. Your collection is, okay, in the valuation in your BTech is, they are checking, wait, they are not reading your stories. If start reading your stories, less than 5% people will get a BTech degree. Less than 5%. Right? Yes, they are not reading all your stories. What they are doing? They are checking the weight. How many papers you filled? Based on the number of papers filled, you'll get a marks. If your handwriting is good, you'll get more marks. If you are drawing some diagrams, more marks. Okay. So for this reason, you landed in Amirpet SR Nagar. Okay. If you know the subject, in the BTech itself, in the campus itself, you'll get a job. Don't worry. Okay. Now also you'll get a job. Okay. Yes. In Amirpet University also, some companies are coming. Yes. In Quality Thought, you know. So in HiHub, we are conducting multiple fresher drives. Companies are coming here and taking the interviews. Right? Yes. Even if you are landed in Amirpet, if you learn the subject, you will get the job. Even if you landed here, if you are not learning subject, if you are applying again your BTech rules or BTech principles, you will never get a job. You will never succeed in Java in life. Okay, fine. Any queries, any doubts for online students? Yep. If you don't have any queries, any doubts, yep, prepare those basics. We'll meet tomorrow to discuss about the Java basics. Thanks for your time.
Sir,
Yeah, good morning.
sir, other than Eclipse, can we go for NetBeans IDE also, sir?
Yes, you can use NetBeans also, no issues. NetBeans not recommended. You can use, but in real time, majority of Selenium testers using either Eclipse or IntelliJ, not NetBeans,
Okay, sir.
but not suggestible.
Okay. And sir, one more thing, sir, as you said, to inspect the element, press F12, something you said, sir. I'm trying to press the F12, it's not working, sir, in my laptop.
Your laptop, if you have a function key, down the function key and press F12. FN key is there in laptop, down the FN key and press F12.
FN key. Okay.
FN.
Okay. Okay.
FN means function key.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yep. Thanks for your time. We'll meet tomorrow to discuss about the Java basics.